We're going to queer up sports ball. New study finds sports fans have become much more welcoming to LGBTQ plus people. New research by Stonewall shows that attitudes of sports fans towards the LGBTQ plus community have changed dramatically. The research marks 10 years of its Rainbow Laces campaign. To celebrate this campaign, Stonewall has released a special glitter edition of its iconic Rainbow Laces, alongside 3 new identity-specific versions. They have Men Loving Men Laces, Genderfluid Laces, and Aro Laces. The research commissioned by the LGBTQ plus charity, carried out by Walnut ICM, found Britons are increasingly embracing LGBTQ plus people in their sports. Almost got that wrong. The data shows that 74% of the 12 million sports fans who saw the Rainbow Laces campaign in 2022 considered LGBTQ plus people as part of the sports community, an increase from 68% the previous year. This was also compared to 58% of sports fans who did not see the campaign. Alongside this, more than 3/4 of respondents said that they would not be embarrassed if their favorite player came out as gay, and 60% would be happy to play alongside a trans teammate. However, in terms of how welcoming sports is to LGBTQ plus athletes, 36% of those surveyed said it is welcoming to lesbian and bisexual women, 33% said it is welcoming to gay and bisexual men, and just 23% felt trans athletes are welcoming. There's a lot of numbers to digest in there, but I think what it points out is a lot of what we've been talking about, which is there seems to be a lot of and growing support for gay men and lesbians, but the support for the trans community is struggling to find its footing.
Still lacking, right? You know, when I heard your story, and I think sports ball, the first thing I think of is a locker room, right? And there's nothing more, more full of toxic. Okay, I'm not thinking about your Pornhub stuff. Okay, I'm talking about toxic masculinity. That's what you think of when you think of a locker room, right? And that's why most LGBTQ plus athletes stay in the closet until after they retire, because they don't want to go through that crap and that struggle, you know? If straight men were to just put their BS aside, right, things would be a little bit, things would be easier, because again, just like the story stated, when it comes to women and bisexual women, yeah, no problem, you can play, we're okay with that. But when it comes to men and trans, then there's more of a problem, you know?
You know, I think that as society ages, you know, the people that are playing in sports now, you know, are younger than us, and they grew up in a different time. And, you know, people under 30 are way more accepting of LGBT folks, maybe even under 40. And I think that's who these players are now. And more people are coming out. I think that it's extremely difficult to find someone who doesn't know one single LGBT person. I mean, there are people like that. And, you know, so I do think that, you know, sports is moving forward. I mean, even in the States, almost every sports team has a pride night. You know, John, you and I were talking about hockey, you know, before the show. They all have pride nights, and everybody knows it's Pride Night. And everybody loves it. They like getting that rainbow swag that everybody gets when they go to the game.
But we still do a story about some backlash when it comes to a Pride event, okay?
You know, so it's much.
It's not as much, but there's always a player. I'm not going to wear that. I'm not going to wear that rainbow. No, I'm not a homo, so I'm not doing it. I mean, that
they're in the minority now, I think.
I want to talk, because we sort of piggyback on your comment a little bit, is that we're looking at it from only from a very limited perspective. We're looking at pro athletes, you know, the pro soccer leagues over in Europe and the 4 major sports here. But I think one of the things that's leading to acceptance is our neighborhood softball leagues, our neighborhood kickball leagues. I think that, we have the Gay Sports Association here in Wilton Manors in South Florida, and that's great, and it's very important. But gays are just playing on average softball leagues in Topeka, and they're playing on average kickball leagues, you know, outside in Henderson, Nevada, outside Las Vegas. And I think that's where we're really making our inroads, is because there's no locker room involved. It's a little easier to accept because you show up in your uniform.
You're there.
You know, maybe you're going to take your shirt off afterwards because it's drenched in sweat, please. But the idea is that when you've removed that barrier, that space, I think it's helping lead the way. And so if we look at it on the micro level in our neighborhoods, I think that's where we're going to be continue to make a lot of progress.
So 2 things. One, the laces coming in, like the men loving men, and then the Aro. Does somebody want to explain again what that is?
Aromantic. It means they're not looking for romance.
So we need laces for that on
No, honey,
football?
we don't need but it's not.
No.
These laces are not to play in football teams. This is just laces to
No, I get it.
Recognize.
I just my point is that I'm the kind of gay that wants to take all these labels, put them in a trash can, and light them on fire.
Right.
But that's my first point. My second point is that I have befriended a group of early 20s, 20-something for the past 2 years or so. And I cannot tell you the amount of times that I'm telling all these straight guys that, like, you guys are so gay. Like,
It's true.
They don't have any stigma towards gay people.
Right.
Like, it's cool for them to embrace a gay person, be like, I'm not like one of those toxic dudes. Like, I'm cool, I'm hip, like, I'm accepting. Like, that's
Like,
the
we can
cool-
make out right now. It don't matter.
Okay, you're not lying.
No, I know
So,
that. I
like,
know.
sometimes-
Hi, Ariel. My friend
So-
Ariel Rivera. That's him. He's constantly making out with gay boys. He's a hot straight man, and it's like he's like, what? Just to
outed
show
him.
you. Oh, he
Ex-
does it. He outs it in his own TikTok. But he does
Exactly.
that. Where he's like, I don't give a crap. Like,
Yeah, and they're doing like even like gay sex things, just like I mean, like, okay, well, you know, I'll just touch the penis. Like, you know what? That's not gay. And you know, like, and so I do sometimes question, but I really do think that there is just a shift in young people. It's the people that
They're
are
more fluid.
over 30 and over,
fluid.
the young people, the Taylor Swift and Beyonce fans that are like creating their own economies. Like, this is such a non-issue in 20 years in our government and everything. It's going to be such a non-issue.
And
hope
when
so.
Katy
I
Perry
hope so.
came out with I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It, every high school girl was kissing their friend to see if they liked it. Even my
lot of them
niece,
did.
who is
A lot of
as straight as can be, she's kissed girls, but she's definitely
I kissed a girl to see if I liked it.
Did
Eh?
you?
no.
Some of it was good.
Some of it was like
My eyes were closed.
he was thinking about Brad Pitt, but it was great.